Let's talk a little bit about the different presentation in the number and the text actually. So I told you the date value here is a number. It's saved as a number, but I can come here and choose different presentation for them. For example, in the general, this is something that Excel will choose what to show you. In the number, it says that I will show you the number. You can tell me how decimal you want me to show. If I present it in the by default is 2, so it's the number 0.00 right now because it's integer value. But here if I have the 2.2, it shows me by 2.2, and if I go to the presentation of the cells, I can make it less, and if I make it less decimal places and press the OK, it show me the 2. But you have to notice it's just the presentation, it's not the actual number. The actual number shown in the formula bar is a 2.2. So it's not make it so it's not rounding the number, it's just showing me the 2 with the number with no decimal values. If you want to round the number, you have to use the formulas in the Excel, the round formula in the Excel. So I can say that. Also I can separate the 0,000 with the comma. This is when you use it if I have more than 1,000 values in the Excel. It shows me it separate those value with the comma, but you have to notice the value actually is the thing that's shown in the formula bar, and it's just a presentation for convenience manner. So this is a different thing that you have to popular and different thing that you have to notice in the showing the values. There is another thing, is the currency. For example, if I say that this value is a currency as a dollar, I can say that I can come to the currency and say that show me it's a dollar with the, for example, if I want to show the cent as well, I can use the 2 decimal or 1 decimal here and show that this is a $1.5. I can have another currency. For example, if I click here, it shows me different countries' currency, and I can choose one between them. So it's up on you. And there is accounting. Accounting is just presenting the number for the accountants, and for example, in the accounting we will not have the negative values. If I and the currency will be shown in the left side, and if I press the negative value I enter the negative value in the cell, it shows me in the parentheses. It will not show me the negative values. So because we do not have the negative values in the accounting, and this is another thing you have to notice about the date. There is a whole bunch of the things for presenting the date. If I come here, for example, I came here in the date, I can use different type of showing the date. However, another thing that I can do in the custom, for example, I can write what kind of the presentation I want by the coding in it. There is a lot of bunch of codes here you can choose. For example, HMM and something like that. For example, if you want to present something in the Excel cell that it's not here, you can write something. For example, I want to show the date, like here it shows me the sample, and MM shows me the month, DD shows me the day, and space HH MM show me the minutes, and SS shows me the second. And this is how I can present the line value for the date. If I make it bigger, a little bigger. It shows me 2019 month due day 26 at the time of 12 a.m. actually, because I did not enter the time value at the first place. So this is how I can show as I wanted in the Excel in the day format, or I can choose between these. For example, I want the Excel to show me the date as this way. Okay, Tuesday, February 2019. So this is how I can choose the date and the time. For example, I just want to show the time. I can come to the time and say that I wanted to show the time in this way, and it shows me it's at 12 a.m. for example. You have to notice that if you go to the number, what that number means. If you remember, in the first place, I just entered the date of the today date in the Excel, and it shows me like that. But when I change that to the number, it shows me this number. How it's come? It's come from the first date that assumed in the Excel. What is the first date in the Excel? If I press the 0 here, it can be the first date. If I change it to the date, I say to the Excel, I mean the date value here. I can come to here and say it's a date. And if you see that it's the day, it's the day 0 actually. Let's go here. I wanted to Excel show me as this format. So if you see that right now the 0 value is the day 0 in the month 1 in the year of 19 or 1900. It's a time that assumed that the first place in the Excel, and all the date values will be calculated based on this value. So what this means? It means that there is a 43,520 day difference between this date and today. So actually when you enter the date value into the Excel, it goes that it calculates how many days are passed from this base date, and it calculates the days here and then calculate the date of my year. So this is the day difference between the first date and today. If I press, for example, make that today, I want to show that to you as well. I want to change that to the date actually. So this is the date. If I came here, this is how Excel calculates the number. It's came here, it's get this value minus this value and say that there is a 43,522 days difference between those. So this is the value Excel calculated. And the time as well is the time from the start of this day, the time. For example, if I press that, right now it's 10 a.m. 30 minutes passed from the 10 a.m. If I press that, it's actually understand that this is the time value. So I can change it to the, for example, to the time, and shows that show me as a.m. and p.m. It shows me 10:30 a.m. So what about this value? If I change that to the number, you will see the value less than 1. So how it's calculate that? If you notice that this value is less than 1, it's the less than 1 day. So for example, if I multiply this value into the 24 hour, because 1 day is a 24 hours, and enter that, it shows me it's a 10 hours and half a minute. So this value is based on the day as well. And if you want to have the hours value, you have to multiply that to the 24 hours to have the hours number. And if you want to see another thing, I can show you. If you go to the another format and say that this is the date, it shows you the exact day as the base date, but in the different hours number. So the baseline, which is the 0 number, if I come to the custom and say that HHMM and SS to showing the hours, minute and second, and do this as well for my hours not as well. If I select this format, copy and paste it to this cell as well and make it a little bigger, we can see the difference. So when you place just the time number in the cell, the cell goes back to the base date just with the difference of the hours. So the base date is the 0 day of the month 1 of the year of 1900. And if you just place the hours number, it will be the same date with the different hours. So that's why it's less than 1, because we calculate Excel will calculate the time based on the day. And when you just enter the number, it will be shows that Excel is not reached the first day that is in the baseline. So it's a 0 than 1, it's a less than 1, and its difference time is here. So if I minus this with the base time, I will get exact number of the time I have. It shows me, let me show you the more second. These are exactly the same, and I can choose to show them in the different formats, or I can multiply this one to the 24 hours to show just how many hours and half of hours. If I want to show how many minutes I have to multiply this value to the 60 as well. So it shows me 630 minutes. So if I want to have the hours, I have to multiply that to the 24, and if I want to minute, I have to multiply this one to the hours as first, and then multiply it into the 60. So this is the formats. So now you understand the different formats that Excel shows us the value, and the different values that Excel will have in these cells. Now if you go to your invoice, you will want to say that this date, for example, to be shown as the standard value. Actually, the standard value in my country as a years, month, and the day. So it will change the presentation to this, and you can choose that these values should be numbers with not decimal place, because the total price will be with 1 decimal actually with the separator. Or you can say that these are the currency based on the dollar with the 1 decimal. So if I press that and I enter the value, for example, $1,000, it shows me that this is a $1,000 dot zero, because there is no cent. And in the quantity will be the numbers, and I can say that there should be an integer number, so I do not want to show the decimal values and I want to separate them with the thousand. So if I say that I sell 20,000 of some products, it show me like that, and the unit price will be the same as the price, and I can choose the currency as well with the decimal value. So for example, if I sell 1.5, it means that $1.05. It shows me like that. And if I choose the formula for multiplying this value into this value, it shows me that it's $18,000.0. So this is how I can show different values in the Excel, and the total is the currency as well. So I come to the total and I choose the currency with one decimal to showing the cent as well. So other things will be the text description are the text value, note is the text value. I do not want to change the general because these are the text, and when people write that for phone and fax, I can choose this should be the phone number. I have actually phone number as well. In the special, I can say these are the phone number. So I have another opportunity in the Excel format to say that these are the phone number. So if I choose that as a phone number and place that, for example, 001 and some other thing as a phone number and press enter, it shows me as a phone number by this way. So this is what you need to know about the Excel values and the Excel presentation of the values, and I hope this be useful for you. Until next video, goodbye. If you find out that this video is useful for you, please subscribe into our YouTube channel and like our videos, and see our website yaco.co.uk and see our products as well. Thanks a lot and goodbye.